So this, our last panel discussion for the day will be intelligent building, sustainability and green design. And the key discussion points for this panel discussion will be intelligent buildings are ones that use sophisticated automated systems to boost operational effectiveness and occupant well-being. In place of smart technology, the phrase is applied to buildings constructed for. Now the panel chair for this discussion is Mr. Vigneshwar VS, Principal Architect, Architecture Plus Value. A huge applause for Mr. Vigneshwar. I'll be calling out our panelists now. Mr. Vyom Sinha, Director, New Designer Web Private Limited. Please come onto the dais. I'll repeat again. Mr. Vyom Sinha, Director, New Designer Web Private Limited. Mr. Lakshmanan Jayaraman, Proprietor, Enric Designs. Mr. Shashi Rekha, Ms. Shashi Rekha, Chief Architect, Space Studio, Chennai. Ms. Shashi Rekha, Chief Architect, Space Studio, Chennai. Mr. Sujit Kumar, Design Principal, 360 Live Design Studio. And Mr. Ravi Simha, Zonal Sales Head, Hogar Controls India Private Limited. I'll be calling out to all the panelists once again. Panel Chair, Mr. Vigneshwar BS, Principal Architect, Architecture Plus Value. Mr. Vyom Sinha, Director, New Designer Web Private Limited. Mr. Lakshmanan Jayaraman, Proprietor, Enric Designs. Ms. Shashi Rekha, Chief Architect, Space Studio, Chennai. Mr. Sujit Kumar, Design Principal, 360 Live Design Studio. Mr. Ravi Simha, Zonal Sales Head, Hogar Controls India Private Limited. A huge round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to request Mr. Vyom Sinha to come into the conference room as we are starting with our panel discussions. Mr. Vyom Sinha.
Good evening, one and all. It's a pleasure to join this panel of esteemed people and professionals, and we are very elated to be in front of this crowd. So, touching upon the topic, after the introductions have been done, intelligent, sustainable, green. These are three terms which are completely, they can be interpreted in any manner. There are n number of interpretations for these things, and all of us here on the stage have different ways of looking at these. And the world currently is going through several different challenges which are happening. On one side, we have artificial intelligence. Is artificial intelligence going to eradicate architecture? We don't know. We might get eradicated. There is a high chance of that happening in the near future. What about AI taking control of IoT, the Internet of Things? So we have these beautiful spaces which are there around us right now. And I'm sure those who are not wearing coats are all shivering because the temperature is so low. And what if there is some kind of an intelligent mechanism which can regulate the temperature of spaces? And the lights here are quite they're glaring in my eyes right now. So, is there a way in which artificial intelligence will take control over these spaces? Is there anything which is going to happen in the future? We don't know. It is sometimes scary, it's sometimes exciting. On the other hand, we have the world going through a significant degradation in the environment. We are facing pollution, we are facing health crisis due to pollution, we are seeing greenery getting removed across the planet. And with these kind of challenges and these kind of new things which are coming up, this topic takes forefront here. And our organizers have told us to keep it very short because they are running out of time. I shall abide by that very strictly. And starting with the panel discussion. So, Mr. Ravi, you come from a non-architectural background.
Yes.
So we respect you a lot for that. And we want you to start off by sharing what is your take on intelligent, sustainable, green, and what experiences have you had in your esteemed career on handling these three topics in projects through certain relevant case studies.
See, there are two aspects for this. One is intelligent and sustainable residential building. Another is intelligent, sustainable commercial building. Concept is same in both the cases, but the amount of technology involved is pretty huge difference. In residential, I think we have been using green and sustainable concept from hundreds of years ago. We call it as Vastu, right? So we give preference for the sunlight, we give preference for the air which passes through inside the house, and we use tulsi pot for fresh air, climate air quality. So this being used in residential from hundreds of years, and I want to give an example. There is a destroyed city in Karnataka, we call it as Hampi. It's a UNESCO heritage city. And you can see it is I think 9th or 10th century old destroyed city. Still you can see rainwater harvesting. You can see water management. You can see proper drainage. So people are using this concept of sustainability. Now we are putting effort to make a building sustainable. They have done it sustainable city itself in the 9th or 10th century. With coming to the commercial building, it's pretty huge. It's a pretty vast subject. Intelligence starts from the entry gate. You have boom barriers which is connected to the access control system. Access control system is connected to the security system. Security system is connected to the visitor management system. Visitor management is connected to the meeting rooms. It connected to the lighting automation, and everything comes and integrated in a single platform called building management system. So it's pretty good. There is no comparison between a residential project to a commercial project, but concept is same. We want to achieve intelligent and sustainable in both cases.
Thank you for sharing your opinion, Mr. Ravi. And taking off from that, Vastu is a very terrifying thing for architects. It is not an easy subject, and there are many takes on Vastu. Now, going to Mrs. Sujit. So, Mrs. Sujit, how would you define this very diverse topic, intelligent, green, sustainable, and what experiences have you had in your firm or organization dealing with these three topics, and can you elucidate on this?
Good to be here, thank you. See, I'm actually against the word intelligent building. It is something like building designed with intelligence, is what I prefer to call it. Because any building to be intelligent has to be designed from the concept of the design phase, where you have all the consultants, architects, structural engineers, or MEP and specialists, all the consultants, stakeholders involved, and then the building becomes intelligent. Now, for sustainability, I will have a different take. Sustainability is more of a fashion term now. You have everything called sustainability. You have sustainable table, you have sustainable water, you have sustainable coffee. Whatever you touch, I'm sure everybody would have heard the sustainability at least 10 times or 20 times every week with whatever media you open, sustainable. Now, you say this. Also, I attended an event last week where they gave an award called most sustainable architect. Now, that is really contradictory because the most sustainable architect is the one who has not built anything, isn't it? That is the sustainable architect. So, I am not going to define what is sustainability. I'll give you two examples, also two situations with the data for you all to analyze. Now, after this, we are all going to have coffee. I'm not sure how many of you like cappuccinos and all. Now, a caramel infused coffee, 1 cup of that emits about 1 kilo of carbon. Now, the same, if you're a health-oriented person and you want that, you avoid all those things, you want to go into an organic thing, that emits 0.3 kgs of carbon. Now, where is the definition of what is the emission that has to be done? There is no definition. Now, the research has been done and they have estimated that it has to be 0.1 kg only. Now, where is the sustainable product? Second thing, now everybody talks about sustainable product. A product to be sustainable has to be an organic product. For an organic product, it has to be done by organic farming. We all know organic farming doesn't emit anything, it is non-toxic, no pesticide use, it's good for the environment, but there is another take to it. Any organic farming has very less yield. So it needs more land, it needs more water, and obviously the emission of carbon is more. So where is this sustainable? Now I am giving it open to you guys. I can't define sustainability.
Yes, Vyom sir, what is your take on this intelligent, sustainable, green, and how have you dealt with it? That is more interesting to hear. What is your take on it? How have you dealt with it in your projects? And how have you ended up with it?
Actually, what we have seen is in our practice, this requirement of the corporate. So there is a lot of certain corporates who have knowledge that the green building only or go for only intelligent building or green building, more of and the whole process of achieving that green building or the more make it more in terms of less energy consuming, less water recycling, controlling the different consumption points. So there is where you find that use of technology, so that's more being used to and that also depends on that particular problem of that client, what extent they really want to have the intelligence based things. You can control timeline with one control, you can have each light being controlled and each light to measure what consumption is going to be. So to that extent, I mean, you can go on. So that is, again, what I have seen is that is more driven by the client, which what kind of desire they have to what extent they want to do it. And also by the technology indicators. Then they are the people who come up with the new technologies or new devices to measure and to control different kind of enabling. So I think a lot of role is from the technology integrator, like these people who bring in the technology and educate clients and educate architects also from how the building integrate more intelligent and more sustainable.
Thank you, sir. Shashi, you have a very colorful practice, and I'm sure you have dealt with many clients and diverse platforms. So, how have you tackled with these topics of intelligence, sustainable, green in your projects, and specifically with respect to client, individual clients, let us say individual homes, clients? How do they want this to be integrated in their projects?
I wore black today, like a typical architect who wears black, despite my practice being colorful. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for having me, and thank you, Global Reconnect, for organizing this. And for me, I would say a building is intelligent. To me, it's more about emotional indices, which are very difficult to measure. When the occupants, they feel safe, they feel comfortable, and happy occupying this space. So I would reiterate, I like what Sujit mentioned here. Essentially, when it's designed with intelligence, when it's designed with sensitivity to the site and the surroundings, and also with sensitivity towards the stakeholders. So, and the entire process is kind of in a singular flow and a positive flow. Then that's when I feel a building can actually be intelligent. That's one aspect in terms of intelligence. Also, I would say I don't view intelligence and sustainability as two different things to me. A building is intelligent only when it's sustainable, when it's green. Otherwise, it's just a dumb block. So I don't see them as different things. It's singular for me. In terms of sustainability, I look to nature. To borrow from Mary Osman from MIT labs, it's like from the earth and back to the earth. So when you look at nature, it builds in a closed loop. There is no wastage. Everything gets recirculated. So that's basically how I would like as architects to approach sustainability.
Thank you, Sharima. Lakshman sir, your vast and long career, how have you seen these things change over time? That would be interesting to hear from you.
Good evening. Actually, we are forced to, so we don't have much time. I wish to explain in a very short manner. See, sustainability and intelligence, two are different topics actually. People, they mix up. Sustainability is an olden word, actually, old term. People, our ancestors, they follow that. But we are deviated because of our modern culture, we are deviated. We use latest electrical gadgets and electronics. So this category comes under intelligent building. In architecture also we call intelligent building. That is called the placing of building, location, site identification, ventilation, all those things, it comes in architecture also. Sustainability is nothing but permanent. Everything should be permanent. Now people, they mix up intelligent building, sustainability and green building. See, green building concept is developed because of the various countries' involvement and for the rating system, all those things. See, actually we need to follow our old system. That is called the sustainability. Everything should be permanent. See, the main sustainability goal is the goal of human living. That is the main sustainability. You need to live in a comfortable manner with the natural air, light, everything. That is called sustainability. People, they mix up everything. Sustainability means using of recycling material, using of different materials. That is not that sustainability. Sustainability means your building should stand on own. You should stand on your own. We need to follow the system. What our previous ancestors they did. They follow all those things. Nowadays we are deviated because of the modern culture. We are far away from that. So now we are trying to implement all those things in a different form. That is called sustainability. Now the education awareness has come. Most of the universities, they educate them for green building and sustainable solution, all those things. Intelligent building, nowadays people are like Ravi, so many companies, they have come. They call them as intelligent gadgets they use. It doesn't mean that the intelligent gadgets is going to it is not going to helpful to your building. It is one way of tool, nothing but the tool. That's all. It is not going to implement or it is not going to be useful to your day-to-day life. It can be a part of your tool, like your mobile phone. Whenever you need, you can use it. It doesn't mean that my residence needs the intrusion system or burglar alarm. I don't need. I live with the nature. That is called the sustainability. I live with the nature. I don't need burglar system or router. I can very much provide ordinary locks. I don't need a motorized curtain. Very well, my 2 hands are there. I can close the windows by hand. So these are all the sustainable solution and intelligent building. 2 different categories are there. For my practice, we live with the nature. mostly in our clients, we educate them to use with our own traditional materials instead of putting so many gadgets, and finally they run behind the vendors to troubleshoot, and finally they will end up with the project mess up. So that we don't want. We wanted to use a conventional method where it can withstand for so many years, like theatres, 40 years, 50 years. For example, LIC building, it stands still now. There is no electronic gadgets in that building. Even so many times fire accident, still it stands. People they say this is the high-rise building in Chennai. So far everybody knows. So that sort of sustainable solution only we need to do. Nowadays modern architects, people they try to mix up everything. I don't want to mention anything. So they are trying to mix up. So I don't want to pinpoint any category or any vendor and all. It's my perspective view and our practice. You live with the nature. See, for a 5-star hotel, this sort of facility required. For my house, I don't need this sort of facility. I don't need lights like this. I don't need motorized curtains.
I think our panel has very diverse opinions on what you just said, which would be interesting to hear.
Yeah. No, I told you.
I'm not contradicting him, but the meaning of sustainability revolves in this term. It says the ability to meet the needs of the current without sacrificing or compromising the needs of the future. That is termed by Brunstar, and it's done it's coined in the year 1987, which is almost as old as me now.
Yeah,
There's a catch to that.
yeah, if you follow the nature,
No, there's a catch in that.
Yeah.
They say needs. Now, Sashi might have a need to buy an iPhone. I don't have the need to buy an iPhone.
Yeah.
So how do you define that need? Once that need is established, the whole aspect comes to it. The need of an individual is so important for the company's sustainability. Otherwise, you can't have any sustainability.
But we need to differentiate, sir. We need to differentiate sustainable and intelligence. We cannot mix up and we cannot force everyone.
I basically practice in Hyderabad. We do high-rise towers. So we have one of a kind tower where we have 120 meters high residential building where we have 20, 30 feet trees in each balcony. It's all, the irrigation system is AI enabled, the gates, everything, all the, whatever you say, it's all AI enabled and up to the security. Now there was an interesting client who came to me and asked, Sujit, it's all good, everything is perfect. Now the tree has papaya or oranges. What do you do if it falls from 20 floors or something? Now this, I don't have answer to that. Now where is intelligence? So intelligence also affects every individual person. It varies person.
No, it varies from case to case. It varies from case to case.
So there is no definition.
Yeah.
Having touched upon the topic of intelligence, now there is something called artificial intelligence. Now artificial intelligence is taking the forefront in several areas. And there are certain areas where artificial intelligence is outdoing human intelligence. And at some point in the future, it might be a faceless architect, it might be a faceless system, it might be someone, or it may be something rather than someone doing designs and delivering things for the future. So with that kind of a system, how can our profession remain relevant? And how can our profession touch upon this topic of intelligence which has been derived through generations? AI can save trees on the top of the hill.
Started exploring AI recently, but I'm a technophobe basically. I still sketch my plans on a grid sheet. So I haven't probably drafted anything in CAD in the last 10 years, and I've not touched SketchUp in the last 7 years. So that's me. But what I find is earlier, I come from a generation where we did manual drafting, where you buy those expensive rotary sets in 0.5, 0.3. Then we work the whole night, and in the morning we realize for some window or something we use the wrong point, but then you just start all over. So I tell my people, when AutoCAD came, that pain stopped. If it took like 10 days to do an elevation drawing for an A0 size or something, you could do it in a day. Then SketchUp made it much easier because we were doing multiple perspectives. With SketchUp, things became faster. Then we had someone in the team who does coding for design, like Rhino Grasshopper, which was even more interesting for me, because things were getting even faster. So I don't see the sense of insecurity that it could ever take for human intelligence, but it can speed up things. Like if you want to look at what it's going to look like, you could get multiple options in a very short while. But having used the AI, I still feel coding is far more fun. Coding-based designing. So AI, I feel all it does is just compact or shorten the time. So the architect, the chief architect, and the team can do what is actually important, which is to go and build things. For a very long time, architecture has been equated to design. I view only 5% of what architects do is design. And the rest 95% like how to get it built, figuring out things with other things. So in that sense, I would welcome actually.
Well said, ma'am. And with this topic of artificial intelligence, the whole idea is that, from my personal experience, we can't fight it, or we should not fight it rather. It is something which is going to lead us phenomenally in our design processes and, do things which we as human beings are inefficient at doing. It can make our processes much more efficient. And that being said, Mr. Sujit, do you have anything valuable to add?
To add your point, that's a valid question I get. Even I am an AI enthusiast, computation designer. I get people asking me, will AI replace architects? AI is never going to replace architect, but the person using AI will definitely replace architect. So it is a tool. We all have to, embrace that, take it into an advantage, and work on that.
The same feeling people have to replace by architects.
All the draftsmen change to AutoCAD draftsmen.
Good. I can see the enthusiasm in the panel about our profession being alive into the future, and I share the same optimism too, along with them. And definitely, our profession is going to have a huge impact on the built fabric of the city and the world around us. And we as professionals need to embrace the changes which are going through in technology in terms of artificial intelligence, Internet of Things, and everything being controlled without a human interface to some extent. And how does the designer revolve around in such a world? Second most important part is like what Mr. Jayaraman said, the innate intelligence which is there in a traditional architecture. The conventional systems which we have fine-tuned over a long period of time. How can they be brought to the forefront? Can we view sustainability and green design from a very Indian lens? Because India as a country has always embraced it through its long line of traditions. So that is the question which we will leave it across with the audience here, wherein how do these two diverse paths come together and how do we as professionals marry both of them successfully in all the large projects which are going to be doing in the future. Thank you very much, and I would like to conclude this panel within the time limit. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Are there any questions from the audience? If you are not really interested in having a meeting. Thank you. I think everyone wants to talk.
Well, thank you so much to all of our panelists, and we'll just have a small felicitation ceremony for you, and then after that we'll proceed with a small refreshment break with tea. I would like to invite Mr. Ravi Kumar from Nexion Surfaces Private Limited to come onto the dais and felicitate our dignitaries. Mr. Ravi will be felicitating Mr. Vigneshwar BS, Principal Architect, Architecture Plus Value. And Mr. Vyom Sinha, Director, New Designer Web Private Limited. And Mr. Lakshmanan Jairaman, Proprietor, Enric Designs. Ladies and gentlemen, a huge round of applause. So thank you, sir. I request you to please be on the dais. I would now like to invite Mr. Jay Shankar from Janak to please come onto the dais and felicitate our dignitaries. Mr. Jay Shankar from Janak. Mr. Jay Shankar will be felicitating Ms. Shashi Rekha, Chief Architect, Space Studio, Chennai. And Mr. Sujit Kumar, Design Principal, 360 Life Design Studio. So thank you, sir. Please be on the dais. I would now like to invite Mr. Mark Selvaraj, Principal Architect, Lantec AEPC Private Limited, to please come onto the dais. Mr. Mark will be felicitating Mr. Ravi Simha, Zonal Sales Head, Hoger Controls India Private Limited. I request all the dignitaries to please take the center stage for a photo op. Thank you to everyone, thank you.